Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. I forgot to get the channel update out last week, but hopefully it should be out probably tomorrow sometime, so look forward to that. Not going to do a big preamble before I get into this. We're just going to dive straight into the next volume of Lazarus. And I believe this is the final one I need to read before the next one comes out, because the next one I believe is coming out the end of September. So after this volume, we will be current with the series, so I'm looking forward to that. So without further ado, let us dive straight into it with Lazarus, Volume 6, I want to say. Yes, Fracture, and I believe this is Part 1. I'll probably have to come back to the list of names and everything, because I absolutely will not remember most of them, I won't remember most of these, so I'll probably refer to that at some point. We have Fracture, Chapter 1. So we see February X plus 68. Before I get a quick digression again, I mentioned it in all my last videos, but fan is running as usual because it's still stinking hot. It's hopefully going to cool down sometime this week. Like I mentioned in my previous videos, shouldn't be too much of a distraction. You should only hear it when my voice isn't talking, and even then it shouldn't be drowning me out or be too distracting, but in case you're wondering what it is, that's what the noise is. So with that, back to it. So February X plus 68, Far North Subdominion, Nunavut, Baker Lake, Family Carlisle, Lesser House Aklock, Population Surf, data unavailable, Population Waste data unavailable, and you see a Blue Wolf, Gorgon, set ready, over. Gorgon, Blue Wolf, first team at ready, over. You see what looks like a hotel area. You have Gorgon, all teams stand by. We have eyes on arrival. Snakebite, verified target. And you have acquiring. You see like a military Humvee pulling up to the entrance. You have good image, going for capture, transmitting. And you have match. What is it? And confirmation, it's her. Repeat, target confirmed. You have Spyglass, Gorgon, take the targets. Spyglass, Gorgon, acquiring, stand by. Acquiring, you see a little drone. I assume doing some kind of like laser targeting. You have targets marked, confirmed. Snakebite, Spitfire on my order, execute. You see just a series of shots as all the mercenaries standing guard outside are taken down. And you have all units, action on my mark. And you have mark. And I assume that's forever with her commanders. You see putting down a sniper rifle. It looks like they're wearing some kind of camouflage stealth tech. And you see them heading up to the little base. And you see one of them slipping a garrote wire around the neck of one of the other soldiers and ripping his head clean off and dragging the body away. And then they're breaking into the compound. And they take out the guard that's watching the monitoring systems. Jeff, Tango down. I'll pop the locks, you get the goodies. And you see Governor Aklock. It's like, what? It's like, you're not one of Rudy's traitors. It's like, no ma'am. And I believe that's Casey going, we're here to take back what your brother stole. Gorgon, Spitfire, packet secure. It's like, nice job. Stand by to deliver. And you have to talk to him. I want his assurance. And you have, I speak for him, Mr. Aklock. It's like, but you're not him, Miss Kopolov, and he's who I'm dealing with. I talk to your father or no deal. And you see that Miss Kopolov is the one that they were watching for outside. She goes, very well. You'll find he's been listening all along. She puts out this little holographic projector. And you have, you want my assurance, Mr. Aklock? My word is the best you will get. You've all but surrendered the holdings Carlisle entrusted to you already. If you don't like the deal, I'm sure you can crawl back to them. Do you think Carlisle would be willing to forgive and forget? And you hear a, I can answer that, and a no. As you see you forever striding in, gun in one hand, sword in the other, blade dripping, just splattered with blood. And she lets off a shot, takes out all the bodyguard and security, and then leaps onto Akalak and then stabs him through the chest. Oh, no, sorry, that's probably his bodyguard. And she goes, Rudy Akalak, I arrest you for high treason against my family. And he's like, no, wait! It's like, shut up, you traitor's cockfuck. As one of the soldiers goes and slams him over the head to knock him out. And, God, I keep forgetting. I am very terrible with names. Kopolov. And you see someone going, she moves, kill her. She ends the transmission to her father, kill her. Roger that. And Forever finally takes off her mask and goes, you can come in. Jeff, Miranda, please. It's like, wow, you're just getting everything wrong tonight, aren't you, Rudy? It's like, Miss Carla, Joanna, it's not what... And you see Joanna's walking in going, he says another word without my permission, break his fucking jaw, please. Forever's like, with pleasure. And she goes, you must be Tatiana. I'm Joanna Carlyle. No, please don't hang up. I want you and your father both to see this next part. Governor, if you'd like to join us. And you see his sister walking into, being walked into the room down the stairs. And he goes, Miranda, please. Forever just kicks him in the jaw. And she goes, you were told what would happen if you spoke without permission. If you and your father, this is Joanna going, if you and your father will indulge me for a moment, Tatiana, I have to take care of some housekeeping first. She goes, so, let's see, where do we start, Rudy? Akalak is a lesser house raised by Carlyle, by my father, to a position of trust and honor. Your family's duty was simple, but vital, to administer the far north subdominion in my family's name. You were to care for our people. You were to defend the territory. You were to fight our enemies. Oh, and you were to follow the head of your family, your sister, who was named governor by my father, no less. Instead, you launched a little coup and opened our lands to Vaslovka. Vaslovka troops, Rudy, on Carlisle's soil. That's high fucking treason, Rudy. I should let my sister cut off your balls and make you eat them. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to let your sister pass sentence. She is the rightful governor after all. I'm sure you can expect her to show you the same mercy you showed her. And she goes, you're my family, Rudy. You're my brother. And you used me, you abused me, you'd have killed me. And perhaps I could forgive you all of that. But you betrayed not just our name, but the trust Carlyle placed in us. As the appointed governor in the name of the Carlyle family, I find you, Rudy Akalak, guilty of the crime of high treason. And he's going, as he's trying to argue his case with this broken jaw. And he goes, the penalty is death. And you see him, is that, God, why am I forgetting her name? So let me see if I can quickly remember the trainer. What was her name? Damn, I can't remember. But you all know who I'm talking about. Sorry, the name's slipping off the top of my head. But as he's trying to plead his case with his broken jaw, she pulls out the gun with the silencer and just shoots him in the head. Execution style. And then you have the Vasilovka head going, if that little display of Carlisle justice is over, my daughter will now be taking her leave. And Joanna goes, your daughter, your adopted only child, in fact, isn't going anywhere. At least not yet. And he goes, Tatiana, you will say nothing. You will give them nothing. He goes, a single harm comes to my daughter, I will unleash hell on Carlyle. I will destroy your family myself, not in Vasilovka's name, but in my own I shall... Joanna just comes and sits down next to her and shuts off the transmission and goes, my father won't ever shut up either. Now then, Tatiana, let's talk about how Carlyle can help you, and how you and your father can help Carlyle. And you see, my father is a reasonable man, and your proposal is a reasonable one. You'll hear from us by tomorrow. She goes, I'll be waiting. And you hear a prep for departure. And you hear a so far so good. It's like, uh-oh, I know that noise. What's wrong? It's like, nothing. Come on. Why are they giving me the name? And I have Joanna going, you're so full of shit. This went exactly as we'd hoped. My God, it feels like it's been years since something has gone according to plan. This was the hard part. Handling D'Souza will be easy compared to this. We might actually, survive this war. Or even, God forbid, win it. You have big if, Joe. To have my faith in you remains unshakable. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay, never mind. Apparently Forever's gotten a buzz cut. I didn't notice that the first time. Alright, never mind. Alright, so that was actually Forever that was doing all the stuff. I just did not notice that she's apparently buzzed her hair. I guess that makes a lot more sense than the trainer being there. But yeah, so Joanna goes, hey, no streak is between us. That was the deal, remember? Talk to me, Forever. And she kind of looks away, saddened, I guess. Yeah, when do I get to meet her, Joe? It's been 2 years. I've been patient, but Joanna's like, I'm working on it. It's like, that's what you always say. It's like, can we not talk about this now? In the middle of a frozen lake with all of Dagger Alpha in earshot? And Forever's like, they can't hear us. You promised, Joe. I've done everything you've asked. You promised. Joanna goes, and I've done everything else I promised, haven't I? I've been honest with you at every turn. I got Dr. Barrett to get you clean of James and Bet's drugs. They can't control you anymore. You can think for yourself now. You don't have to do what you're told. This is harder than that. You know what the security Sequoia is like. They watch her 24/7 just like you were. And she's still a kid Forever. What happens if she tells someone she knows about you? Have you even thought about that? I'll make it happen. I just need time. And I need you to keep trusting me. She goes, I do. And you have Marisol. That was it. Marisol was the trainer's name. Sorry. Just because I knew there was a Salt somewhere in there, but I couldn't figure it out. But Marisol, that was who it was. Yeah. Sorry, continues with Southern Sierra Nevada in the Carlisle family compound. You have increased grade 7%, decrease O2 by half. Good. Increase pace another 10%. Jeff, sorry, did you say 10%? Jeff, did I stutter? It's like, no ma'am, Dr. Carlisle. Accelerating to 57.5 kilometers per hour. And you have Bethany going, make it around 60. Let's see if she can take it. And you have Young Forever. Is it Young Forever or Old Forever? I assume this is Young Forever, but she looks significantly older now. She looks like she might be in her late teens now. And you see pace going up from 58.213 kilometers per hour, steadily up to over 60. And you see her struggling and she's trying to run up the incline. And you have a gah as she slips. You have enough, Beth. And you see as Marisol's walking down the corridor, you hear a crunch sound and a stay on post, stay on your posts, as all the guards are trying to react to it. Jeff, move, fucking move. Jeff, Jesus, fuck. Oh. And you see it looks like Forever was, looks like she tripped, went flying off and slammed into the wall. She's just bleeding profusely from her face. And you have Marisol going, Forever, hold on. Bethany's like, don't touch her. Leave her alone. You see one of her legs is most likely broken, as is one of her arms is just twisted all the way around. Jeff, clear the room. Eve, baby. It's like, damn it, Marisol, I said don't touch her. We're timing her recovery. You see her just glaring at all of them, and she's like, ugh, go away. And you have just, go away. Jeff, get up. I said get up. 6 fractured ribs, multiple contusions, shattered pelvis, soft tissue damage, internal hemorrhage. Full recovery should take you less than a minute, Forever. get up. Why are you still on the ground, young lady? And she goes, because it fucking hurts. And as she stands up, Beth just slaps her and goes, don't you ever raise your voice at me again. And you have James going, Bethany. She goes, don't fucking talk to me, James. I'm the only one around here who seems to care anymore. I see everyone just watching her go in surprise. Oh, yeah, she got sent flying back like with a full force. You see like a huge dent in the concrete wall behind her. You see Marisol going and getting out a towel to her, and she goes, she does it on purpose. She hurts me on purpose, Marisol. You see, as she's like wiping off the blood, you see her start crying. She's like, she's my sister. Why? You see Marisol just comforting her and going, I don't know, kiddo. And you have Puget Sound, the Center family, Puget Sound, the Center family, Carlisle. Jeff, it was stupid and dangerous, and she should never have done it. Which is why you were kept out of the loop, I suspect, Admiral. So I'm her chief of intelligence. I've got enough secrets to ferret out without worrying about what she's hiding from me as well, Arthur. And Jeff, did you know about this, sir? And Arthur goes, I've quite intentionally removed myself from day-to-day operations, Rachel. These days I confine myself to an advisory role, and that's solely if my daughter seeks my counsel. Jeff, that's not an answer, sir. Jeff, it is, Admiral. He didn't know for the same reason you didn't. You'd have both shot the plan down. You see, they're heading into a boardroom to meet with Joanna. And Admiral... what was it? Rachel goes, with good reason. The head of family traveling into hostile theater? Vasilovka could have captured or killed you, Miss Carlisle. If it had gone wrong, we'd all be choking on Hawk's happy pills right now. And Joanna goes, I was aware of the risks when I undertook the operation, Admiral. But I also knew those risks weren't nearly as great as you imagined them to be. Oh, did you? And how did you know that? She goes, because my sister was with me. General Valeri will conference in shortly. In the meantime, we should get started. Admiral Sanger, if you'll brief us on the situation with the D'Souza family, please. And you see after the meeting, Arthur's taking a little walk out in the garden patio area, and he's going and sitting down by the bench, overlooking the water. And you see someone staring at him from the house. Did you hear a father? Then he goes, forever, hello. I thought you were already on your way. And she goes, not until nightfall. He goes, I wish you luck, but we both know how our family's luck has gone the last few years. Yesterday's adventure in the frozen north notwithstanding, of course. She goes, of course. He's like, you're up for what you need to do next? She goes, yes. Yes, I am. Oh, and he puts just like a hand on hers for comfort. He goes, I worry about you, you know. We ask so much of you. And he kind of plants a kiss on her cheek. And you see later that night, you have, it's James. May I come in? Bethany, may I come in? And as you're heading into her room, you have Beth. It's like right here. And you see her just laid out on the couch with a glass of wine, I assume, or some kind of hard liquor in her hand. It's like, have a drink or a smoke. You want to smoke, James, or do you want something else? And he goes, we need to talk. She goes, I don't want to talk. I'm off the clock. This is me time. Me time. Unless you want to make it us time. We used to fuck quite a lot, didn't we, James? Back in the day, like rabbits. And he goes, should I ask how high you are? And she goes, you should not. But since you just did while pretending not to, the answer is not nearly enough. And he goes, we need to talk about what happened today. She goes, no, we definitely don't. So we need to talk about forever. She goes, do we? Which one? I mean, you've got 8 to choose from. Fuck, we're already in gestation of the 9th. You want to talk about her? And he goes, what you did today during the run test was cruel. She goes, what do you know about cruel? You, of all people. You fucking lecture me about cruel? It's like, Beth, that's not... And she goes, you were there. You were there. Every time you were there. When I had to pull the plug on them, not you. When I had to kill them. Because they weren't right. She's like, Beth, I'm sorry. He goes, Beth, I'm sorry. I didn't think. I'm sorry. She goes, and now, James? And he goes, shh, Beth. He's like, I'm not smart enough. And he's like, it's all right. He's like, I'll never be as smart as she was. Mom would know what to do. Oh, finally getting some background on the mother. And you see later that night, as Bethany's pretending to sleep, you see James kind of just stealthily sneaking out. And you see her getting up and heading to her little desk laptop thing. And she goes, load and project telomere track Malcolm Carlisle. Give me the last 3 years. And you see the next day, the Atlantic Ocean, farthing to read the coordinates, launch platform Relampago, family D'Souza. And you see someone in a red uniform out on a ruined deck. Jeff, there she is. And you see Forever just flying in on a wingsuit to rendezvous with someone. And she comes in for a landing. You have Forever, and you have Zeffirino. I'm guessing this is the D'Souza's Lazarus. Jeff D'Souza welcomes you. It's like, and Carlisle appreciates D'Souza's hospitality for as long as it may last. And he goes, it will last until D'Souza has what it wants, of course. At the end of the day, Forever, it is about one thing and one thing alone. No matter the family. Survival. Oh, shit. Fuck no. And you see someone coming stealthily up behind her, grabbing around the neck, pulling a sword. Ah, fucking hell. And you see Joaquin looking much worse for wear. His face is still burnt off. You can see the metal-like exoskeleton underneath it. Or endoskeleton, I guess. And as he pulls the knife, he goes, hey, baby, shall we dance? So we have Fracture Chapter 2. Jeff, just kill her! And he's like, not yet. He goes, I liked you better with long hair, Forever. Made you look pretty. Aw, don't be like that. I thought you loved me once, baby. And he sends her flying with a huh! He's like, stop fucking around. Just take her head and be done with it. And you see Joaquin going, not yet. And Forever goes, you know, it's funny. Spent a lot of time wondering what it would be like when I saw you again. What I would feel knowing what your family did to you. He goes, what you would feel, Forever? He comes up behind her, just slams a foot right into the middle of her back. And he goes, pain, of course. A lot of pain. And you see Zeffirino going, me dois, Joaquin. And you see, and another vertebra turns to dust. Do you feel that? The pain of your back breaking? Does it hurt more than a broken heart? Oh, and you see him just grinding his foot into her back. She's like, ugh, Joaquin. He's like, yes, darling? It's like, you should have listened to Zeffirino. The hell else you see Zeffirino coming in with his blade trying to impale her. And right before he strikes, Forever kind of like knocks her head back and kicks Joaquin off of her. Then she kicks with her foot behind him to knock him off balance as Joaquin tries to slash with the sword where her head was. Jeff, whoever is running that shell, you're not Joaquin. Excuse me. And she goes, you thought I'd go all weak-kneed at the sight of what's become of him? Please. It's like, ooh, you broke my back. Did you forget who Carlisle is? Did you forget what we're capable of? Fuck yes. You have two little boys trying to be a Lazarus. I am the Lazarus. She goes, you get one chance. Throw down your weapons, surrender yourselves and your families to Carlisle unconditionally, or I kill you both here. Then I kill every last member of your families. Sisters and fathers, brothers and mothers, all of them die on my sword. And Joaquin goes, you will be screaming for mercy before the end. This is only business, Forever. Carlisle's time has passed. Yeah, of course it's business, Zeffirino. That's why it's personal. And you see him just flipping through the air as he's trying to, as he's letting out a series of shots as Joaquin was rushing her. You have Zeffirino going, flanker! Sorry, Trevor runs up and slashes him across the midsection as he's doing a leap, and he goes rolling. And you see Joaquin leaping towards us, trying to do a double sword slash. And he just casually dips backwards and goes, your teamwork sucks ass. Look at you two, pathetic. You think you're on top, but instead you're clumsy and slow. You think you're clever and subtle, but you're behind the curve and out of your depth. Just like your families. You have a fuck. You see as he's doing like a slow motion, he's like, fuck you, cunt. And just Forever just grabs a piece of this like metal shielding wreckage, kicks it up with her foot, and kicks it straight into Joaquin, who takes it full force, and Zeffirino just managed to leap out of the way. And you have merda. And you see Forever rushing him as Zeffirino's trying to chase him, going, Joaquin, come on! And you see him with the gah as he takes the piece of metal and throws it off of him. It's like, where is she? It's like, hiding. She's hiding. It's like, all ahead. It's like, no, don't split up. That's what she wants. We stay together. And you see Forever's hiding up behind a pillar on the upper deck area, watching them all. And you see Joaquin's little like cybernetic eye zooming in on Forever. And you have a Joaquin! And she throws another piece of wreckage at him. You have, move! It's like, little bitch. She's playing with us. And you see she's coming up behind Zeffirino, who's flipping through the air, firing off some shots at her. She's dodging each and every one. And as he tries to fire off a last shot, she blocks his arm, grabs it, breaks it. And you see Joaquin trying to focus in on her with the cybernetic eye. And you see them exchanging some more blows. And Forever kind of traps his arm and slams into a bulkhead. Oh shit. God damn, you see then she slices off his arm, whips around and cuts off his head. Oh shit. And then you see as Joaquin's actually sneak up behind her on the other end, and he's located her with his eye. And the next panel you see her just being impaled by what I assume is a piece of rebar. And she kind of staggers backwards and falls off. He's like, you're right, I'm not him. He's dead. Do you know why we had to delete Joaquin Forever? And she goes, because you're sick fucks. It's like, because he broke the first rule, family above all. And he forgot that and put you above family. She goes, just finish it. He goes, Moroi thanks you for disposing of Zeffirino. D'Souza will be easier to deal with now that he's gone. And you see Joaquin with his blades crossed rushing her. And as he does, you see Forever is like angling the rebar straight at him, so he impales himself onto it as he's rushing towards her. And you see her falling back with the gah! As he's just kind of like forcing himself further on. And then she pulls it out and goes, ah, fuck you, fuck! Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! And then she just impales him through the chest with it and then flings him off to the side. And then she goes and gets another piece of rebar and then goes and uses it to pin him down. And Jeff, trans, error. Signal loss, reacquiring error. Initial fail. Jeff, Forever. It's like, Forever. It's like, please. If you ever, it's like, please. And you see just like this look of like regret and resignation on her face as she picks up another piece of rebar. Goes, and I assume she's just like slamming it into his head repeatedly as tears are streaming down her face. And you see that, you know, she's kind of like slammed him in, finished, and she's just looking at this bloody piece of rebar that she's holding. And she just sits down and cries. Oh my god, man. You see Southern Sierra Nevada, Compound Sequoia Family, Carlisle. Jeff, baseline's normal. Good. Get an ETA on transport. I want to see her as soon as she's back. Full suite diagnostics, and I want an IPS push too. And Jeff, I'm afraid Commander Carlisle is needed elsewhere, Doctor. And Bethany's, I beg your pardon? Like by your sister's order. Excuse me. And Bethany goes, my sister doesn't run the Lazarus program, Admiral Sanger. It's my responsibility to make certain Forever is operating at peak. And Admiral Sanger goes, then you need to take the matter up with her. Admiral Sanger, ma'am, we're ready. Like, correct, both of them. Gorgon Actual on her way back now. You see Bethany just glaring at them as James goes, I'll start on the telemetry data right away. I can have an analysis on your desk in an hour. And she just glares at him too, goes, what's the fucking point? And you see Southwest Domain, Lone Star Subdominion, Family Carlisle. And you see Michael just working away in one of like those little army tents. As Forever comes in. He goes, Commander, let me help. She's like, thanks, Mike. And he goes, it looked bad. From the telemetry, I mean. It's like, yeah. Yeah, it was. It's like, I've got your IPS push. That'll help the regen. You want anything for the pain? She's like, you always ask. Well, it's kind of my job, Commander. She goes, you're the only one who ever asks. Oh, damn, man. And you see, attack launched moments ago by land, sea, and air, as Carlisle forces began an all-out assault on the Moray domain. Bombardments targeting infrastructure as well as communications and manufacturing are set to be ongoing. Mandatory evacuations are in effect for areas of the Lone Star Southwest and Pacific subdominions in anticipation of an enemy counteroffensive. Viewers are advised to monitor the local post-broadcasts. Yeah, for fuck's sakes, mute already. And you see Forever going, lights off. Yeah, Ocampo, get me the duty officer. You have at once, Sergeant. You have Raffetto. What can I do for you, Gunny? You go, hey James, you got anything outside of Kappa right now? And he's like, aside from the foot patrol, you mean? She's like, that's what I mean, yeah. He's like, checking. Had a wildlife trigger 2317. Thermal registered it as a bear. Want me to dispatch sweepers? She goes, no thanks, James. Bear, huh? Maybe I'll go take a look. You have common American black bear. It's a fair number of them about this time of year. And you see Forever just going common black bear. And you see her heading into, I don't know whose room that is. And you see her stepping out and you have, oh, it's you, Gunny. Apologies. There was nothing to apologize for, Dora. Just going out for a little walk. Back in a bit. I see Forever heading out into the wilderness. And she just brushes some snow off a little spy camera. And she spots some little tracks of blood. What the hell is this? Oh shit, that was Marisol. Not Forever, sorry. I keep getting the two confused because of the buzz cut, but yeah, it's sorry, that was Marisol in the compound asking for the orders. And she went to check in on Baby Forever. It looks like Baby Forever went outside. And she sees her kind of just kneeling in like a pool of bloodied snow. She's like, Forever? Eve. Jeff, I can't do it, Marisol. Why can't I do it? She's like, oh, baby. Oh, God, Eve. Oh, fuck's sakes. You see poor Baby Forever just like stabbed her sword right through her chest. She's like, why can't I die? Oh, holy shit. Jeffrey going, why don't I die? Marisol's like, Eve, shh, it's okay, baby, I'm here. She's like, no matter what I do, I can't die. It's like, I know, baby, it's okay. I'm here, I won't leave you. I'll never leave you. Oh, God. You have Puget Sound Facility, the center, Family Carlisle. You have Sanger reports that Forever and Dagger Alpha successfully destroyed Moray's main remote control hub. It's thrown the mechanized and drone units into disarray. Valeria is pressing the advantage. It'll get ugly when they reach Mexico City. You have Joe's ordered Valeria not to try to take the city. Strategy is to isolate Moray's forces, then collapse around the pockets of resistance. And Arthur goes, interesting. I'd be curious to know if she came up with that strategy herself, or if she had help. From Forever, you mean? I assume that's Edgar he's talking to, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, they have been spending a lot of time together. They seem to have grown quite close. Yeah, something to be thankful for, Malcolm. It's like, you won't stay for another drink? Have to get back to Vancouver tonight. I'll be back down by the end of the week. Oh, sorry, it's Arthur's, that's Arthur, not Edgar's, the Moray, uh, head. Sorry, yeah. My brain is fuzzed. I keep forgetting it's Malcolm Carlisle, not Arthur is his first name. Yeah, so it's Arthur who he's talking to, and he goes, and I'll wish you good night and safe travels, Arthur. My love to your family. And you see Malcolm heading up the stairs to someone's room and knocking. He goes, good evening, Haley. I was wondering if she might be willing to see me. Good evening, sir. Why don't you come in and take a seat? I'll go and tell her you're here. He goes, thank you. You have doctor? Your husband... Oh, fuck, are we finally getting the missus? You have doctor? Your husband is here to see you. And you see that he's looking at some family portraits on the wall. And you have, I'm sorry, Mr. Carlisle. I'm afraid she doesn't wish to see you right now. And he's silent before he goes, I understand. Thank you, Haley. Please give her my love. She goes, I always do, sir. Good night, sir. Alright, so we know at least she's bedridden, and she does not have a good relationship with Malcolm. I'll open for a little bit more, but I'll take what we can get. Yeah, fighting among the eastern Avtorets in Vaslovka territory, seen in the smuggled footage, leading to further speculation that the Vaslovka family is losing control of their domain. Yeah, Captain says we're wheels down in 17 minutes, ma'am. And you have, we now go to Sarah Cooper live in San Diego. Jeff, thank you, Juan. San Diego is in ruins tonight, the result of Edgar Moray's unprecedented attack on a purely civilian target. An attack that, if not for the mandatory evacuation order by the family, could have been catastrophic. Jeff, go for Sanger. Preliminary numbers are hard to come by, but estimates put surf debts at over 300. Jeff, understood. Dagger Alpha is at ready 1 and has acquired their target. Commander Carlisle has comms. And Joanna goes, I want to talk to her. As I have amongst the waste 10 times that Jeff, can we have the room? Thank you. From HOF uplink comms with Gorgon Actual. Jeff, 12, say again, Gorgon Actual to Crown. Jeff, Joanna going, I'm here. You're in position? No problems? Tell me you're okay. She's like, I'm fine, Joe, relax. No problems at all, everything's prepped. Where are you? He's like, flying down to San Diego to inspect the damage. Should be finished about the time you are. He's like, we have target inbound, gotta go. He's like, wait forever. Just be careful, please. So come on, Joe, you know as well as I do. Careful won't win the war. Oh, fuck. She goes, besides, I've been waiting for a rematch because you see the Zeme in all his bloody glory. Axe in one hand, flail in the other as he's making his way through the woods. Oh! Fracture Chapter 3. Yes, look, still time. You have Ginger Snap Gorgon. He's in zone and moving fast. Estimate 20 minutes to contact. Jeff, confirm. Let's do this. You have Jordan. He's like, Commander, by the numbers, just like we've planned. Wouldn't do it any other way, ma'am. Jeff, it is as predicted then. You see outside Vladivostok in Vaslovka territory, the dragon comes to make examples of those who would betray Vaslovka. He comes, yes, Avtoriet Kopolov. 18 minutes give or take, but beyond that, nothing is certain. He goes, you have a plan. And of my daughter Tatiana? And forever goes, she is very safe. That is what someone who is keeping her hostage would say. And forever lights up his cigarette for him, and goes, or someone who's telling you the truth. And he goes, do you know how old I am, Commander? And she goes, call me forever, please, sir. For intelligence is to be believed, and concerning you, it isn't. You're somewhere in your late 80s. He goes, your intelligence is not far off. I am 93 forever, the same age roughly as your father. Old enough to remember the world before. Old enough to no longer care about this day or the next, but rather the 100 years to follow. Also like your father, perhaps? And as Forever looks away, he's like, I see. He is an old fox. He does not share his plans. And she's like, my sister. Oh yes, your sister Joanna has had a family, and cunning, but your father is Carlisle, and while he lives, the family steers in his direction, like it or not, and you do not know where he is taking you, or us for that matter. And your own daughter, she knows your plans? He goes, yes, forever. She most certainly does. And you see the Zimei making his way through the forest. There's rain's pelting down. And you see a little fly drone coming into a stop in front of him. And he goes, buzz, buzz. Little bee, how I wonder what you see. And grabs it in his hand and crushes it with the heh. And you see a thwick. As you assume there's a bullet that just cuts straight into his chest. He goes, huh? Try harder! And he got just like, does like an animal, like, what's the hell I'm looking for? Like an aggressive pose, basically. You see another thwack, as another bullet hits him in the head. He goes, coward, coward, forever! And you see him, I just assume just pulling the bullet out of his head and flicking it. Jeff, Gorgon Spyglass, target 11 minutes out. Ginger Snap put 2 on target, negative effect. And Forever goes, confirm, stick to the plan. Gorgon out. And she and, God, what the hell was his name? I'm just going to call him Kopolov because I cannot for the life of me pronounce his first name properly. Kopolov goes, you're going to find him very difficult to kill. As difficult as killing you. Perhaps harder. And Forever goes, oh, definitely harder. It's like, you have a sense of humor. That is good. Keeps you human. We were talking about Tatiana, yes? And she goes, yes. About plans. He goes, yes, that's right. My plans for her. She will destroy Vasilovka, I'm sure. He goes, I'm quite serious, Forever, I assure you. It's like, then why were you looking to attack us? Why not take on one of your fellow Avtoriets? Or was the whole thing just a whole, with House Aklog, just a misunderstanding? He goes, so your sister keeps you as in the dark as your father? I'm 93, Forever. I'm gonna die soon. My territory is bordered by the Bering Sea to the east, Avtoriet Zoloy's domain to the west. With my passing, my territory becomes Tatiana's. At which point Zoloy invades with Vasilovka permission, citing her unsuitability as justification. He's like, unsuitability? He goes, she is not white enough. So you are looking to annex Aklak. You are looking to move there. And you see this is making his way through the forest, and he spies what he thinks is an unarmed guard with his back standing next to him. And he just takes his axe and bisects them. At least I assume is a fake. Yeah, it's filled with, I assume, what it looks like hay. And as he's looking around, you see as a bunch of explosives set up in a circle explode around him. And you see that they set it to topple all the trees around him, so it collapses in on him. And he makes his way out of the wreckage, and you have Gorgon Blue Wolf, 4 minutes. He's like, haven't done more than piss him off, I have to say. And she goes, confirmed, on my way. She goes, I'm afraid I have to leave you now, Antret. So yes, you don't want to be late. You have Avutoriet Kopolov, yes, Forever. Do you know what my father has planned? And he goes, I think it was obvious. She goes, humor me. And she goes, he wants what I want, just on a much larger scale. You want to ensure a future for your daughter. And he goes, that is half an answer. She goes, then tell me the other half. He goes, I did. You clearly weren't listening. And you have, good luck, Commander Carlisle. And you see San Diego Pacific Subdominion. You have casualty still ongoing, ma'am. And you see just a bunch of wreckage as Joanna's observing. You have how many dead? Approved numbers released for distribution via the post are estimated 300 surf, roughly 3,000 waste. She goes, no, the real numbers. So I'm sorry, ma'am? The real numbers. How many really killed? And he goes, the number on the surfs are roughly accurate, ma'am. 372 killed. She goes, and I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't understand what you're asking. She goes, the waist. What were the numbers up for the waist? He's like, we don't normally, I'm afraid I don't have that info. She goes, fucking well, get it. Now. You see, all this dust gets into everything, damn it. You see Sarah with her cameraman nearby. So you need to get me an upgrade. Give me the 220. It's enclosed. Do you have Luis? It's like, Sarah, shut up. So look, you might not care right now, but if we go live and there's a smudge on your pretty face, she goes, what's your zoom like? Without the digital augment or with? It's like, Luis, 15 by can get it up to 50. Why? It's like, oh, as he also spots Joanna standing nearby. It's like, rack her up. I want to see what's going on. It's like, Sarah, that's head of family. We don't film head of family without permission. It's like, I just want to see what's going on, Luis. That's not filming, that's just looking. It's like, this is a bad idea. It's like, don't be such a fucking baby, Luis. Focus on Joanna. I want to see her expression. I can't tell what's going on. You see as he puts on the camera and zooms in on her face. Sees her slowly turning away from the report and brushing away a tear. You have Gorgon Actual, all teams. Target on site. Repeat, target is on site. Spyglass Ginger Snap. What's the shot? No shot. Repeat, no shot. And you see the Zamaze finally made his way to the compound. You have Banshee or Gorgon Actual on countdown. Tell me Longsword is in position. Someone! And you have playing games. So we're fucked if Longsword, I'm here. And you see Kodlov, traitor! You have in position. Gorgon Actual Longsword, stand by. You see stand by, and you see the Zame making his way up to the compound. Kicking in the door. Going, have it your way. And you see Seva, meet your end. And as he goes in, there's a giant explosion. And he gets sent flying out as his weapons go flying out of his hand. You have, Jesus, fuck, how is he still alive? You have, moving to engage. Dagger Alpha on my order. You have ears. You have now. So it hurts. And you see Sonya and Forever. And Sonya going, funny, he was so much more impressive last time. Forever's like, Sonya, be nice. The poor thing can hardly help how he was made. And you see the Zame going, kill you. And they're just casual conversation just to rile him up and piss him off. Forever's like, I'm thirsty. You thirsty? Sonya's like, I am rather. You have the Zame going, what? It's like, so how have you been? It's like, you know, busy. As they just turn their backs on him and walk away. He's like, you can't. You don't get to walk away. And they just stop, turn back to look at him, and they go, sure we do. And you see a bunch of soldiers just surrounding him as the Zame picks up his axe with a war cry. Javid, kill! You kill! And they just fire a volley of what I assume is some kind of gas into him. And you see him as he's trying to like make his way through the fog. Everyone's just completely disappeared into the surroundings. God damn it. You have Operation was successful? It's like, we achieved our desired objective. Yes, sir. It was interesting. Then you never intended to try to kill him. You see her, Forever, and Sonya just exchanging a look as they go, no, sir, we did not. It was wise. This is your second engagement with the Zame, I believe, Commander. You learn quickly. Miss Bittner, I have not had the pleasure. And she goes, Avtorit Vladislav Mikhailovich, the pleasure is mine. I apologize for butchering the Russian so badly. He goes, and so very polite. Now what happens? And Forever goes, we're heading to Vancouver. Your daughter awaits you there. He goes, I have no intention of abandoning my lands, Commander. She goes, nor do we. It's like, a guerrilla war then? Your famous daggers as, how do you say, advisors? She's like, something like that. It's like, very well. I consent even though it is clear such is not required. You and your sister are playing a bold game, Commander. Bolder perhaps than old men such as your father and I can still stomach. Let us hope the price is not too high. She goes, price, as men like you and he have taught us, of Toriet is no object. You see, back in the southern Sierra Nevadas in the Carlisle family compound, you have Bethany going, copy and encrypt, download to mobile, transport. You have Ellison, what can I do for you, Dr. Carlisle? She goes, I'm headed to center. So we'll get her fueled and ready, Doctor. She goes, thank you, Lieutenant. She's holding a USB with holding a USB with like a resigned, sad look. You have a ding ding, ding ding, ding ding. She goes, come. Sorry to interrupt. And you see James coming in. And she goes, aren't you supposed to be doing 8s bi-weekly? It's like Marisol took her out for some wilderness training. Bethany's like, that wasn't scheduled. It's like, I think it was supposed to be a surprise. It's like, for her or me? She fucking should have scheduled it with me. Give it here. And you have her going, this is the telemetry from the Moray de Souza engagement? It's like, yes. Looks good. Excuse me. And James is like, it is good. She's running 20% above projections. I mean, it's better than good. It's amazing. Forever's never been better. And she's like, if there's a but in that sentence, James, fucking well say it. He goes, but I found an anomaly with the telemetry itself. Anomaly how? Packet degradation. It's like, meaning? I think someone's ghosting her telemetry. It's like, motherfuck, are you certain? It's like, there could be other... No, not good enough, James. Be certain. Be absolutely certain. And be absolutely certain by the time I get back. You see, out in the wilderness, Marisol has captured, I don't know, a baby deer or something. She's spit roasting it over a fire as Baby Forever just kind of resting in a little makeshift tent. And she goes, she's watching her sleep. Marisol goes off and goes, makes a phone call. And you hear, Raffetto. It's Marisol. It's like, hey, Gunny, I just went off shift. I'll patch you through to the duty officer if... It's like, no, I'm talking to you direct, Jimmy. I need a favor. Outside channels. And he's silent for a second before he goes, what do you need? As you see Puget Sound, the center, Family Carlisle. And you see Bethany talking to Malcolm. And she's upset about something as Malcolm comes to comfort her. God, I want to know what's going on. And after she leaves, he pours himself a drink. Jeff, time is a great teacher, but unfortunately it kills all its students. Hector Berlioz. All these years I thought it would be me coming to you, finally wearing you down. But that was never what you were waiting for, was it? I knew it! I knew it! Jeff, no, Malcolm. I was waiting for you to die. And I assume this is Mrs. Carlisle, who looks like a carbon copy of Forever. And then he goes, well, you've got what you're waiting for, Abby. Yeah, so also what I suspected. So looks like Malcolm is dying and Bethany has the report. And she's probably asking why he wasn't telling anyone. And she goes, I know. I'm sure she blames herself. She always did. So you should talk to her. She could use her mother right now. Would you share a drink with me? For what we were, if not what we are? And she just kind of puts her scarf back up and goes, good night, Malcolm, and leaves. You see later that night, as Marisol's tending to the fire, you see Baby Forever's kind of huddled up next to it. She goes, I don't want to go back. It's like, I know, but that's not an option, Eve. We stay out here much longer, they'll come looking. And there'll be questions. We have to go back. It's like, I know. It's like, wait, you have a what? It's like, shh. And you see her pulling out the sword. Jeff, can't you hear it? Someone's coming. And as she pulls out the sword like in a guard stance, you see, Joe? Joe! You have a, whoa, easy. As Baby Forever just goes and gives her a big hug with a glomp. It's like, I didn't think it was you. I thought you were working. It's like, I didn't think you... I'm in trouble. Am I in trouble? It's like, no, oh kiddo, no, you're not. At least not how you think. There's someone I want you to meet. And you see, oh, God damn it. Hello, Forever. I'm very happy to finally meet you. I'm your sister, your other sister. My name's Forever, just like you. God damn, is that it? Oh shit! God damn, that went by much, much quicker than I thought it would. Ugh! Alright. Alright. So I guess quick thoughts. So not a lot particularly happened in this chapter. Like we got closure on like some things. So like we got, I assume, closure on Hakeem and Forever's romance, like the tragic ending to that. I hesitate to say like it's the end we've seen of him because I feel like they very easily could still zombify him and bring him back, given that he is 98% Terminator at this point. So maybe Forever damaged the data core enough that his personality's been completely erased. But I feel like they still will have their Lazarus in some form or another coming back. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much in this volume that was just like Forever just getting beaten down with like so much bad news and just kind of having to like shoulder through it, like struggle through it, try to keep focused on the mission and not let all this kind of slow her down. So yeah, tragic, but I don't know, like it just really hit me in the gut. I love that we're getting more characterization for Jo. At least we're seeing more of her humanity, at least showing that she's still a Carlisle, but she is probably going to be the defining generation of what Carlisle is poised to become or going to be. So that's potentially interesting as well. I'm interested in what the Russian, I cannot for the life of me remember his name off the top of my head. Russian, I have to go back and like parse his speech a little bit more to see what exactly he was trying to potentially hint at to Forever regarding Malcolm's plans. So we'll see about that. I knew that the mother was going to look like Forever, and that they probably used her DNA as like a base for growing Forever, like as like a building block to like create the Lazarus. So I hope we get more confirmation about that, because we do know that she's apparently a doctor as well. So I'm assuming she was probably the brains behind the anti-aging, like the other like genetic enhancement stuff that Malcolm's been dabbling in this entire time. So I'm curious about like her whole backstory with that, with regards to everything else. I want to know what the hell they do with this man, because I thought they were gonna kick his ass, but I guess they kind of suspected that they probably need more preparation time to figure out how to take him down before kind of doing like a suicidal run at him to try and take him out. So I'm curious because they obviously gassed him with something. So I'm wondering if they created some kind of compound to be able to like track him or like analyze his genetic structure, his biology, to figure out like what makes him tick, what makes him the Zeme, and like try to basically reverse engineer so they can find a way to dismantle him, for lack of a better word. But yeah, like looking forward to the next couple of volumes and what's going to be happening with that. I honestly was thinking that this is going to take at least 2 videos to finish, but that went by a lot quicker. Things because we had a lot more fight scenes this time, not as much background data and stuff like that. But yeah, looking forward to seeing where the next volume goes, especially now that Forever's have finally meeting. Really interested in seeing that. But yeah, so gonna cut it off there. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you all enjoyed me finally catching up with Lazarus. I know the next issue is supposed to come out on the 28th of September, I think. Late September sometime, so expect the read through for Lazarus to come back sometime then. Like I said, channel update will be out probably tomorrow with details on what series I'm going to do next, what read-throughs are coming up for this week, so look forward to that as well. I'll try to also get some One Piece videos out later tonight, depending on what time it is. depending on how I feel like it or not. It should be relatively short videos. Look forward to that as well. As always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm so close to breaking the 150 subscriber barrier, and I'd be really great if I could do that in the next week before my birthday. And until next time, this is Ash. I will talk to you all later.